No rain in the forecast. It should be a good night, and all that smog from last weekend is cleared away, thank goodness. So should be a nice evening for soccer. Good crowd coming in too tonight. We've got 4,000 or 5,000 in there. No, maybe 4,000. It's filling up really nicely, and we've got the some of the youth players down there tonight for the game too, which is great to see.
And Chattanooga's quest for its first pro trophy in a pro competition starts now. Distributing around the back, three-man back line. Sean Russell, Nick Spielman, and Richard Dixon. Spielman, the rock in the middle. Wide to Dixon as these two teams start to feel each other out. As we said in pregame, could expect a possession-based matchup between these two. Both want to control the pace of the game. Stumptown maybe more than Chattanooga, Simon, but on the other hand, CFC looking to take back control as this game progresses.
I think that was the key feature, Lucas, from the last couple of games. They finally got to control and did take the pace, and that's what led to the success in the Independent Cup. Let's see if that carries on, as we've been saying during this start of the commentary. This portion of the broadcast brought to you by the Henry Lofts, our neighbours just down the street.
It's in the middle with Nicholas Aponsa, Travis Ward. Dropping it off to Deshaun Nemhart.
Nicholas Aponsa is that free agent they just recently signed at Stumptown too. He was playing before in USL League One, so we'll see how he does here in Nicer as well, if he can carry on his success.
On the ball now and wearing the captain band. Or excuse me, that is Giovanni Navio on the ball with the captain band, getting pressured from behind by Hernandez. Gonzalez escapes a nervy moment to boot it all the way upfield where it lands at the feet of Brett Jones, who's whipped it into the middle for Hernandez. And coming back to collect, turning away from pressure, is Colin Stripling. Stumptown will look to build out of the back and try to establish that identity early here tonight. Williams. Nemhart. Now Aponsa. Gonzalez. Chattanooga regains control. It's Tate Robertson touching backwards to Spielman. Robertson, you said it in pregame, a former Stumptown player, was a captain at Stumptown AC. Now a fixture in this Chattanooga midfield.
Chattanooga going for the early press, Lucas, trying to keep Stumptown back in their half pretty much.
Dixon. Wide to Woodfin, lets it ride for Hernandez. Juan Hernandez playing a much more advanced role with this front three, allows him to drop back and hold a little bit with guys like Brian Bement, who trickles it into the arms of Gonzalez there to push forward a little more. Bement in for Marcus Nagelstad, a last-minute change to the lineup. And that's tossed wide to Hines. Here's Sosa, the goal scorer in the last meeting between these two. Ward. Sosa loses control. Hernandez tries to spring it for Bement. And that's a good recovery by Sosa, who allows Stripling to regain possession. And a couple consecutive turnovers by both these teams in the early onset. Kasak squares up on Chunga. This is Ward. Slaloms free of Woodfin, and a foul at midfield will give Stumptown the free kick. Richard Dixon the guilty party. Travis Ward remains down, former Michigan Stars standout. Let's take a look at what led to Ward hitting the turf where he's being looked at now.
Looks like he clipped him on the back of the ankle, didn't he? Probably not intentionally, but because defender's going pretty hard, and Richard's no exception. But no card for that one, I don't think. Just slightly hard tackle.
Looks to be in significant pain, Travis Ward.
He does. If you catch him on the back of the ankle like that, there's a lot of nerves and muscles back there, and if you catch him wrong, it's going to hurt and leave quite a bruise. But Chattanooga have pressed pretty hard so far in this first half. I've enjoyed watching that. They're not holding back, and they're trying to keep Stumptown penned in.
Ward looks to be walking it off. Very much a blank slate mentality for Peter Fuller and this group after the way last season ended. 6th place finish in the final spring table. New formation, a little bit of new personnel, but most of all, no fixtures to previously speak of when it comes to this campaign, fall 2021, everybody starting from scratch. Robert Hines, the right back. Backwards to Aponsa. Here's Stumptown doing what they do best, trying to build from the back. They want to control the flow of this game. CFC will look to prevent it. And that's a Chattanooga throw-in. Chipped long ball to Kasak, who's got space to take advantage of. Steps into it against Chunga. Left-footed deliveries, punched clear by Gonzalez. Ball still rattling around in the area and cleared away by Ward.
That was a great save by Gonzalez there.
Kevin Gonzalez, 28-year-old, formerly of Oakland Roots, came into this team early spring 2021. Stamped his name on that starting goalkeeper role and never relinquished it for Stumptown. Juan Hernandez. Kasak brings it down with his chest, and it's Hines squared up on him. Step over, ball whipped in. Bamenta's there and couldn't get the ball out in front of him.
Slightly bad timing there, and Brian Bement could not get that touch to push it into the net, but a great cross from Kasak. He is making a lot of dangerous runs down that left wing, and Stumptown are going to have to close him down, or else they're going to have that happen over and over again.
Tate Robertson picks it up in midfield. Aponza steps out in front of Hernandez. And this is Navia surging ahead. Outnumbered are Stumptown, trying to thread it through. Where it's picked up on the touchline by Luis Sosa. Be a goal kick for Alec Reddington. How about that new hairstyle?
I think I'll get one the same way. How about that?
Inside the first 10 minutes at Finley Stadium. Reese Williams. Colin Stripling. And this is Robert Hines, another former Oakland Roots player. Sosa. Everything going to flow through him tonight in that number 10 role. Williams. Ismail Longo. And now you're finally starting to see Stumptown settle into a bit of possession as it goes wide to Williams. Broken up by Robertson, and he does win the free kick.
Yeah, I think Sosa is playing the role that Hernandez does for Chattanooga. Everything flows through him and he distributes the ball, looks up, controls it, finds the gaps and passes it on.
There is Hernandez bringing it down straight into his back. Goes to Sean Nemhart. That's a quick switch by Robertson intended for Kasak, with a nifty touch around Robert Hines, and he beats Aponsa to it. Great opportunity here for Chattanooga. It's over the bar.
Wow, good move from Kasak there. Brought that ball down, beat the defender. Just didn't get the ball back to Bement, so we hit it quite right, but great play from Kasak. Let's see that again. That was a really good move. Just appreciate the skill. One touch, round another defender, gets the benefit of the bounce, and then just Bement is just slightly too far to the left of the goal to put it in the back of the net. But the move is good, the idea is good. Chattanooga knocking on the door, Lucas.
12th minute. Chattanooga team that exploded in the Independent Cup after a NISA spring season with a bit of scoring trouble. 10 goals in 3 games, half of those in the final against Soda City. Quick chat with Ismail Longo. From our center referee, Jose Lara. Kasak whips it in. Bement is there, hits the turf.
Hooligans yelling for a penalty, but nothing going.
Stumptown trying to possess it out of the back. Quick foul on Hernandez, and that is Luis Sosa down on the far side.
Some good one-touch soccer there from both sides. Trying to keep things moving, trying to make a fast break, but Stumptown able to shut Chattanooga down this time.
Sosa still being looked at. The 23-year-old from Juarez, Mexico. Such a key piece to this midfield. We've talked about him so much here in the early goings.
Yeah, well,
looks like he's going to be getting a stretch from his teammate Robert Hines.
Yeah, I think he might have pulled a muscle the way they're stretching his leg. We'll see.
It is a group that, like we said, hasn't played a competitive match since June 25th, as we sit today on August 7th.
Which is just over a month ago, but in soccer, that's quite a long time.
Well, you wonder how much of a role that plays. Talking to Peter Fuller before the game, he almost waved it off a little bit. He said, I don't put a ton of stock in that. They've had a couple scrimmages, just nothing competitive with 90 minutes. But anytime a team has that long of a layoff and you're dealing with maybe pulled muscles or cramps, not to say that's what Sosa's dealing with now, certainly makes you question whether or not that's a factor.
Well, there's always a difference between scrimmage and you know, full-time, full-power play in any soccer game. A scrimmage is certainly great to work out, keep the guys fit, keep the team spirit moving, but when you play in the full 90 minutes, as we've seen so many times in so many games, you and I have both seen this, Lucas, the last 10 minutes when fitness comes into play and they're running out of energy and stamina's going away, that's when it matters. So you can scrimmage all you like, but playing a game is what matters.
See Chattanooga players huddled around head coach Peter Fuller, giving direction as 15 minutes gone by at Finley Stadium. Luis Sosa still being looked at on the far side.
Coach Underwood taking a chance to talk to his players too. He was talking to Reece Williams earlier. They're getting a little water break too. I'm sure it's pretty warm down there. So they're taking a chance in waters. Of course, add on some extra time for the first half. But hopefully not too much longer. And Garcia is okay after this, but he appears to be needing quite a lot of treatment.
This portion of the match brought to you by Free Bets. What's your main takeaway after 15 minutes?
Pretty much Chattanooga has the press. They're trying to keep Stumptown pinned back in their half, as I was saying earlier, and getting more chances on goal than Stumptown have. So that's a good sign that Chattanooga are playing the way they played in the last game, just carrying on and picking up with more aggressive play. And Kasak's been a real demon on the far side. He's been great to watch, and I think he's going to have a hand in every attack they do. So it's like Garcia is going off field for treatment. There is a rule, those of you who don't know as much about soccer, that if a player can't be treated in a couple of minutes, but I think it's the 2-minute limit, he has to go off and be treated off the sidelines. So that's what they're doing now, checking he's okay. Otherwise, the play may never get back again if a player is treated in the field of the play. So they have to.
You see Sosa at the top of your screen along that VFL Wolfsburg banner, still being looked at.
Yeah.
You wonder if Stumptown will have to be without such a key playmaker just after a quarter hour.
That could make a difference to the game, Lucas, if he cannot continue. We'll see.
They'll play with 10 men for now. And right now, it's just a back and forth between Navia and Hines. A pair of Chattanooga players will step, and Stumptown enters CFC's half. And there's a foul in favor of Stumptown Athletic Club. Sosa still on that far sideline, waving his right hand. Looks like he will come back into the match. And here he comes, the 23-year-old, jogging across the midfield stripe. Numbers forward for Stumptown. It's Travis Ward standing over the free kick. Spielman has it covered. And it trickles back to Nemhart. Haven't seen Stumptown really test the goal of Alec Reddington quite yet. Hines. Sosa, his first touches after the injury. Longo in the corner of the box. A nice chip switch to the near side for Ward. Williams curls it far post. It's headed back across, a little high. But the shot on target is in the upper right-hand corner, and it's Stumptown AC taking the early lead.
Didn't expect that, and there's that man. Who are we talking about, Lucas, before the game? Garcia Sosa. Recovered from his injury very nicely. A little strange defending from Chattanooga there. Couldn't really get the ball away, and it fell into Garcia Sosa's feet almost, and he had no problem putting that past Reddington. So this is kind of like the other game in June. Play was all Chattanooga's way, and suddenly Stumptown grabbed the lead. Uncertain defending here from Chattanooga. The headers aren't cleared. Two defenders going for it instead of one. And a little miscommunication there. The ball falls to Garcia Sosa. Thank you. Puts it in the back of the net. So against run of play, but that's soccer sometimes.
It's a clean left-footed finish by the same man that scored against Chattanooga in the 1-0 win by Stumptown back on June 21st. So suddenly CFC trails by a goal as we're in the 21st minute.
And now we have a game on, Lucas. Let's see how Chattanooga respond to that.
Down the line goes Woodfin. Take it to the corner. Hofstadter bombs it in. Gonzalez punches clean with the right hand. That's Jones trying to put it on target and just lifts it over the bar.
Jones trying for the volley there, which didn't quite come off. So much traffic in front of him in front of the goal. And he had players around it. Might have been better to distribute that to another attacker. But having played as a forward myself, I know you want to go for the shot. So I get that. So yeah, Chattanooga a bit back on their heels now. We're expecting that.
Consider the last 3 games Stumptown has played, including this one, 2 of them against Chattanooga. So though a couple months have passed, in a way, it's a very familiar opponent for Stumptown AC, who only played 1 game after that 1-0 defeat of Chattanooga on June 21st, and then haven't played a competitive match since then.
And they certainly haven't forgotten what to do, have they?
Reese Williams can't find the angle around Woodfin, but does win the throw. Nemhart. Cleared into the stands, and Dixon wants to take it quickly. Kasak finds the loose ball, surges into the box, tries to square it across to the spot, and it's a good cutoff.
Kasak getting around 2 defenders there. Lucky with the bounce, but took advantage of it and drove in very fast into the 6-yard box. Again, love watching his skill. Let's see that skill again if we can wind the machine back and see it. Here it comes. Yeah, a lucky bounce, but takes advantage, drives in hard. And this time the Stumptown defense clears it nicely. And
it's the first Chick-fil-A corner kick of tonight's matchup in the 24th minute. Whipped in, Gonzalez, an authoritative presence off his line, and it falls back to Dixon. Lofts it back in towards Hernandez, who finds the touch on it and able to wiggle around Longo. And a nice bit of skill from Juan Hernandez sets up the shot from Kasak, and out for another Chick-fil-A corner kick.
Good pressure from Chattanooga here, Lucas, and liking this a lot better. They're keeping the squeeze on Stumptown. Let's see if they can make something out of it and put the ball in the net.
Sosa handed Stumptown the lead in the 19th minute as Chattanooga looks to equalize. Jose Lara will have a chat with goalkeeper Kevin Gonzalez. Ball swung in, Bement's in there, it falls out to the top of the box. Woodfin scuffs the first time shot, and it comes out wide. Stumptown with the throw-in. They escaped the pressure, at least for now.
Yeah, Stumptown went for the quick break there. And luckily Cam Woodfin slowed him down, and another foul.
Dixon called for the flying header. That's Ismail Longo, slow to get up.
Now we've drawn blood there.
Yeah, they'll stop play here in the 26th minute.
Yeah, he's got a cut in his head. I think they have to stop and treat that.
Looks like it.
Stumptown players not happy about that.
It's the second Stumptown player to have to leave the field for treatment today. First it was Luis Garcia Sosa, who came back in and scored pretty quickly. So they'll look at Longo, the 26-year-old from Weston, Florida, down on the near side.
Stumptown players not happy about that with the referee, and we got
quick conference with Stumptown head coach Rod Underwood.
Little discussion there with Brian Bement and the Stumptown players about that and whether it was a legal foul or not. But referee having to calm things down a bit and doing well with that so far. Just talking to all the injured parties.
Ball in motion once again. And it's a quick turnover. Tate Robertson. Dixon thought he had Bement running on, and it falls to the feet of Gonzalez. Here comes Luis Garcia Sosa. Dixon able to dance out of pressure to win the throw-in. Hernandez covering ground to get that back to Sean Russell. And Robertson will start over from midfield. Dixon. The captain, Juan Hernandez, allocates wide. This is Kasak. Driven in on his right foot and over the head of Brett Jones. So the pendulum swings, and it's Chattanooga starting to control the pace of play a bit. But it's Kasak who can't control it in the corner.
I'm starting to see Stumptown read some of Chattanooga's passes there, Lucas. That one they intercepted against Cam Woodfin down here on the near side was they're starting to read Chattanooga's style of play. So Chattanooga need to make a switch, I think. Maybe switch Woodfin and Kasak to different sides because they're starting to read the passes that are going to Kasak too.
He's had so much space on that left flank for a good portion of tonight's match, James Kasak.
He has, and he's used it very well too, which is great to see. But Stumptown starting to realise that's where they've got to start putting defenders.
Stumptown sitting back a bit as they're still playing with 10 men. And this is coming back into the lineup. Picked up by Gonzalez. Ismael Longo back on the field, has switched out of his 9 shirt into 27. Some gauze wrapped around his head, got blood on the jersey. Stumptown back to full strength, but here's Chattanooga in the final third. Bement running in, didn't have a chance with that service, and Woodfin closes down the clearance for a goal kick. First minute, this portion of the match brought to you by EPB. Spielman backwards to Reddington. That falls at the feet of Navia. Threads it quickly, breaking lines, and it's offside. That's the first flag we've seen up today. Aguichunga, first time we've said his name, caught off.
Yeah, Chunga's bringing up the forwards in this this setup tonight, but I say we haven't mentioned them too much.
Gonzalez settles it with pressure from Hernandez, and left back Reese Williams not happy with his goalkeeper's decision there to give away the throw-in.
Little uncertainty there in the defence for sure. He couldn't decide who to pass it to, and in the end back to the keeper, and he didn't need it with Hernandez right on top of him.
Here comes the trademark long throw from Shaun Hofstadter.
Loose ball.
Bement is there, just trying to settle it, and called, I believe, for a high kick.
Yep.
And Brian Bement's been in the area. He's been present in the final third, just waiting for that final angle, that opportunity to get a shot on target.
Yeah, the balls haven't fallen kindly for Brian yet during this first half, Lucas, at all, so he's not going to be able to use his shooting power to get that equaliser for Chattanooga. I think he will.
It's given away at the back by Russell, and Reddington out there for cleanup duty as Aguichunga was rushing onward.
Great save from Lorinta there, came out and brave and strong, just grabs that ball out the striker's feet. Good play.
And Kasak trying to spring something down the left side, able to win the Chick-fil-A corner kick. 34th minute. Third corner of the match. Chattanooga's had all three. Bement and Hernandez crowding the near post in front of goalkeeper Kevin Gonzalez. It's cleared away by Williams at the 6. And Kasak wins the throw-in. Spielman. Woodfin pressured from behind. Free kick, Chattanooga. Russell threads it into Bement, who just tried to lay it off for somebody, but nobody there. And here comes Stumptown on a potential break that's cut off by the offside flag.
This seems to be the way Stumptown are doing it in this half, Lucas. They're looking for that quick break. And they're letting absorb the pressure and looking for that break if they can get one. As soon as the ball falls their way, they're off. Chattanooga have to be very careful.
Brett Jones, Brian Bement trading headers, but it falls to Hines. This is Sosa. Leaves it behind for Chunga. Williams. And that goes out at the feet of Travis Ward. We called it a 4-2 freedom, or Rod Underwood called it a 4-2 freedom as far as Stumptown's shape. What have you seen when it comes to the interchanging ahead of that double pivot with those front four?
They've really moved it more to a 4-4-2 from what I can see with Strickland and Chunga up front for them. They've had to sit back quite a lot and soak up the pressure from Chattanooga. When they do come forward, the midfielders flood forward too and make it a 4-3-3, but in general they're playing 4-4-2 right now, just because Chattanooga are putting so much pressure on them. They're adjusting, as we said earlier. They're flexible, they're changing the shape as the game needs.
Chattanooga, who's had the majority of possession since that 19th minute goal by Sosa, giving Stumptown the lead. Robert Hines touches back to Gonzalez. Quick turn by Robertson. And the former Stumptown captain plays it backward. Russell finds Kasak in the corner. He wins the foot race with the ball. Stumptown could spring something here, and that's a good recovering tackle by Richard Dixon.
Yep, good strong tackle there. No foul given.
Robertson with the long ball for Woodfin, out for a throw-in. You're seeing Chattanooga try to take advantage of those spaces out wide.
Right.
And James Kasak specifically with a couple of chances created, just nothing culminating in the final third at the moment. As you look at the fouls, Chattanooga doubled up on Stumptown 6-3.
That's right. What's happening is Kasak's coming down the left wing and making the crosses, not finding anybody on the end of his cross. So Bement or Hernandez are not getting on it. Either too strong or the Stumptown defenders are reading it, and then Stumptown are breaking, and Chattanooga are having to resort to a foul to slow them down a bit. So Chattanooga have to be careful on these breaks, because Stumptown, that's where they're looking to get their goals. But yeah, there's definitely a lack of connection in the box when Chattanooga are attacking. That needs to be something to address. Maybe they're missing Marcus Nagelstadt, who was always the man to get those.
And that was the last-minute scratch to the lineup. Brian Bement in for Marcus Nagelstadt. I was going to ask how much of an impact you think that might have on any disconnect in the final.
It may be what it is. They used to have Marcus there, and he's taller than Brian too, and he's able to get on those balls. Also, Brian maybe feels like I should be stepping up into Marcus's shoes. Not that Brian needs to do it. He's a great striker in his own right, but it's also these things are in the back of the mind. Sometimes the mental part of the game can be as difficult as the physical for some of the players.
Chattanooga applying pressure. Most of it coming now from the right side. Woodfin chases it down. Jones puts it across, and it's cleared away for the moment. Russell.
So here's the paradox, Lucas. Most of the play is in Stumptown's half, but they've got the lead. How does that work?
From the 19th minute goal by Sosa, Chattanooga looking to equalize. Woodfin's ball whipped in, punched out again by Gonzalez. Here's Longo. Hines. Woodfin able to get goal side of Ward. Dropped for Stripling. Hines motions players forward. Sosa, the goal scorer. Quality defending from James Kasak. But one back quickly. Combination gets Longo to thread it in across the 6. Cleared for the moment by Spielman. Top of the box, Stripling. Left side with Ward. Travis Ward looking for the crossing angle and can't quite find it. Does fall to Stripling. Cuts on his left foot. Tries to set up a shot. The deflection goes clear of the near post.
Chattanooga giving Stumptown far too much space in the box there. They're not closing them down at all. Ward and Stripling had tons of room to manoeuvre through. And they've got to work on that. They've got to close them down better than that. Let's see that again. See how much room he's got to play? Yeah, that's a little work to do there for Chattanooga, I think, to improve on that.
And it's the first Chick-fil-A corner kick of the game for Stumptown. So the boys from Charlotte responding a bit with the spell of possession after Chattanooga regained control of the match for a long stretch. Longo with the delivery, and it carries a bit, but they'll get to try it again from the far side. Getting close to the halfway point of tonight's matchup. Should expect a good bit of stoppage time. Had two different Stumptown players have to leave the field to be treated.
Yeah, I would expect about 3 or 4 minutes stoppage time on this. We'll find out in a moment.
So Longo will switch flags to provide the service again. Chick-fil-A corner kick is a line drive and a good one. But the danger is cleared. Spielman. Robertson. And Dixon. Spielman picks it up. Former teammate of Cam Woodfin at ETSU. Approaching the 45-minute mark. And that's broken up in midfield by Stumptown. Longo drops it for Ward. A quick 1-2. Williams is overlapping on the left side, but it's dropped back to Ward. Spielman. Hernandez for Chattanooga. 4 minutes of added time, making up for the 2 long stoppages we had in the first half. So Chattanooga now with 3.5 minutes to try and find an equalizer before heading into the locker room. Need more time for your business? Contact HHM for all your accounting needs. Hernandez has drifted wide. Bement trying to hold up play. Gives it up. Robert Hines. Picked up by Jones. But a foul will give Stumptown the free kick.
This would be a great time for Chattanooga to get a goal in the stoppage time. Going into the locker rooms even. That can make a huge difference psychologically to the players. But Stumptown quite happy to keep on absorbing the pressure and breaking when they can do. They're not overawed at all by this.
Both teams trying to start the fall campaign on the right foot. Stumptown off to a good early start. Foul as Russell went through the back of Longo. Sets up potentially a dangerous set piece for Stumptown Athletic Club. We'll have at least 2 more minutes of stoppage time. And you see the foul count continues to rise for Chattanooga, now 8 to Stumptown's 3. Ismail Longo floats it over everybody.
Yeah, a little bit too much on that one. So Chattanooga happy to get away with that and keep moving.
Sosa trying to create one more threat for Stumptown. Longo with his back to Russell. Ward, first time cross, cleared away. What do you think the messaging is in the locker room for Chattanooga FC here in a few minutes?
Well, right now we're seeing Brian Bement pretty much playing on his own. Juan Hernandez is dropping back into his natural position in the attacking midfield to help the midfielders out. The Stumptown keep pushing. So Chattanooga keep doing what you're doing, but we've got to get that connection in the box and that final shot. I don't know if Brian Bement will be the first one to come on the second half or not. But something's got to happen. We're making the passes and making the crosses. Nobody's getting the connection. We've got to figure out something on that to get some shots on goal.
And for Stumptown AC and Rod Underwood, they have to be happy with the first 45, right? You have a 1-0 lead.
Oh, yeah.
And have controlled possession for large stretches of this matchup, which is exactly what they were looking to do coming in.
Absolutely right. They've, I'd say from them, they've accomplished what they've come to do for the first half of the game. They've come to Fort Finley and they're taking the lead as they did back in June. So they should be very happy, go back in a good place. And that leads to overconfidence in the second half. But certainly they're in a great place and they should be very happy in the first half.
Halfway done. 1-0 the score, Luis Garcia Sosa with the 19th minute goal to push Stumptown ahead here in Finley Stadium. We'll be right back for halftime on 11 Sports. Chattanooga FC trail Stumptown at home in the NISA Fall Season Opener 1-0.
Behind every Food City meat and seafood counter is a highly trained, certified butcher that can offer seafood meal prep, suggest the perfect sides to pair, and even steam and peel your shrimp. All at no extra cost. In fact, you'll be so impressed with our butchers, you'll be asking yourself, what can't they do?
I bet he'd be great at helping with the laundry.
Okay, well, maybe not that. But at Food City, our butchers make almost everything better.
Hi there, I'm Megan Freeman, and I'm a leasing agent for Urban Story Ventures. We're a commercial real estate company in Chattanooga, and we would like to help you find your dream office. When you sign a lease with us, everything is taken care of in-house. From leasing to everyday maintenance, we are there for you every step of the way.
"45 minutes down at Finley Stadium, and it is Stumptown AC leading Chattanooga FC 1-0 in the first of 18 matches in the NISA fall season. Welcome back to Chattanooga. Lucas Panzica, Simon Neal with you here at the top of Fort Finley in the broadcast booth. And Simon, Stumptown came in wanting to control the flow of the game, and they've done that through the first 45, and they've done it with a 1-0 lead.
They really have. As I was saying at the end of the play, that's what they came through. They've done it really well. Very much like they did in the game in June. They've just come in and controlled the game. Soaked up a lot of pressure from Chattanooga. Tons and tons of pressure. For the first 25 minutes, I thought Chattanooga were like waiting to get goal after goal. Could not get the connection in the box. For some reason, the balls didn't fall to Brian Bement or to Juan Hernandez, and we couldn't get the finish in. Hasn't had a very busy game for Gonzalez, the keeper. He hasn't had to do too much. I thought he'd be doing a lot more, apart from that one big save about 10 minutes in. So really, from Stumptown's point of view, yeah, they should be happy where they are. And Chattanooga, a few adjustments to make, I think.
Let's take a look at that goal that has made the early difference so far in the 19th minute. Luis Garcia Sosa, and the same goal scorer as the last time out when Stumptown defeated Chattanooga 1-0 in June. Some suspect defending here from CFC in the box.
Well, that's what I was saying when it happened. Chattanooga not getting down the players, then two defenders going for the ball, no communication there. And Garcia able to take advantage of that, no problem at all. Put it past Remington into the top corner. And Stumptown very happy. As we were saying, against the run of play, that was the first time Stumptown had been down in Chattanooga's box almost 20 minutes. And then they get a result. And that's been the difference pretty much.
Let's talk about that front three for Chattanooga, maybe some of the potential disconnect there as Marcus Nagelstad, the last-minute scratch from the lineup, initially was set to start. Brian Bement steps in, and you've had a switch in formation a little bit, at least as far as personnel.
Right.
Initially, it was Brett Jones meant to be in that lead striker role with Nagelstad and Hernandez supporting him in behind. Now you've got Bement in that lead role with Jones having to tuck in behind alongside Juan Hernandez. throwing a wrench into the lineup there. We're not sure what the issue has been with Marcus
Right.
Nagelstad before the game, but just what does that do to the mentality of a group when suddenly things are different just moments before kickoff as far as the plan goes?
Right. It's really made Brian step up, which Brian can do. He's a great striker. But it's changed things. The two wingers have dropped back a bit. Jones and Hernandez have stepped back a bit. We've seen Bement on his own, a bit isolated. As a result, Stumptown defenders are able to put 3 on him or 2 on him and close him out of the game. So he hasn't got the touches. The passes have come through, but they haven't been to his feet, and he hasn't been maybe a step or two just behind or forward where he needs to be, and that's what's keeping the goal away from Chattanooga. So, yeah, I think I will see some changes at the front for the second half for the attack from Peter Fuller.
Let's take a look at the stats from the first half as 1-0 the score. Leading the way is Stumptown in that 19th minute goal by Sosa, presented by 105.1 ESPN Chattanooga. Chattanooga's 8 fouls to Stumptown's 3. What do you think of? What comes to mind when you see that number?
That's the times that Stumptown's breaking and Chattanooga having to haul them down to slow things up. Now, having said that, Richard Dixon has made a few fouls. We had that little moment where we saw the blood drawn on the player's head for Garcia, and that wasn't too clever. But at the same time, they are trying to get back. Stumptown looking for that break, Chattanooga having to shut them down. And they're shutting them down at the halfway line, which is interesting. A lot of these fouls are not in striking or attacking positions. They're at the halfway line. Chattanooga getting a little bit heavy before the play really develops, which is unusual. Usually they wait to make the fouls from the last third of the field. They're making them at the halfway line, which is like a little bit, too anxious. Bit nervous, maybe? Is that what that could be a sign of nerves? But yeah, winning on fouls is never a good thing. You can see Chattanooga made more shots, but they're behind. Possession's been good, and they said they've been almost camping out in Stumptown's half for most of the game. They're still behind, so something's not quite right there.
Chattanooga trailing 1-0 at the half. We will be back shortly for the second half, but there's also an annual fundraising event coming back to Chattanooga, Simon.
There is, and that's the Operation Get Active, which we've mentioned before. Operation Get Active is bringing back its annual fundraising event, the Corporate Cup, which you can see on your screen. This will take place on October the 23rd, 2021. The event's a co-ed soccer tournament featuring a 5-player versus 5-player format. Participants will include members of local Chattanooga companies and businesses, and the Corporate Cup serves as a fundraiser for Operation Get Active, with all the funds directly supporting Operation Get Active's flagship after-school soccer programming. Operation Get Active is a health initiative program that uses the game of soccer to encourage young people in Chattanooga to live active and healthy lifestyles. Programs include twice a week after soccer school sessions led by trained OGA coaches in the spring, summer and fall seasons, as well as other physical activity initiatives. For more information about this and other Operation Get Active activities, visit operationgetactive.org.
The Operation Get Active Corporate Cup, presented by the Chattanooga Choo Choo, is back. This year's event will take place at the home of the Chattanooga Football Club, Finley Stadium. The Corporate Cup is the largest annual fundraising event for Operation Get Active, bringing together local businesses in a fun and friendly soccer tournament. The goal is to bring awareness and raise funds to expand the programming for Operation Get Active across Chattanooga and beyond. And the most exciting addition to this year's event will be that the final 2 teams will play the championship match in front of a crowd at halftime during a CFC game. So come and join the fun and help raise funds so that more of our community's youth can play the beautiful game.
Back at Finley Stadium, where Chattanooga trails 1-0 to Stumptown Athletic Club, and want to talk to you about the cause of the night tonight, Ronald McDonald House Charities in Chattanooga. Now, the mission of Ronald McDonald House Charities of Greater Chattanooga is to provide families with the care and resources that they need when their child is sick, and to offer programs and services that directly improve the health and well-being of children. With the help of our local community and a strong network of chapters to share best practices, RMHC of Greater Chattanooga is able to carry out its mission by providing the best possible resources, facilities, and services benefiting children and their families at a time of need. The Chattanooga Ronald McDonald House provides families with hot meals, laundry facilities, and a place to rest. It has the benefits of a house, such as a playroom, library, and kitchen. It has the responsibilities of a house, allowing families to take pride in the establishment by taking part in daily chores and helping volunteers with projects. But more importantly, Ronald McDonald House provides an environment of emotional support from staff members, volunteers, and other families who are going through similar circumstances. If you'd like to get involved, check out their website. That is Ronald McDonald House Charities Chattanooga, rmhchattanooga.com. That is our cause of the night. Coming back shortly with second half coverage, Chattanooga trailing 1-0 to Stumptown. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on 11 Sports.
When the world's fastest internet meets the ultimate TV experience, it's even better than you imagine. Introducing the new EPB Fi TV, cutting-edge entertainment that fits the way you live today. Watch your favorite movies and shows anytime, anywhere. No set-top box required. Pause, restart, or replay live TV up to 3 days later. And carry a world of entertainment in your pocket with unlimited DVR. Break free from traditional TV with the new EPB Fi TV.
Hi there, I'm Megan Freeman, and I'm a leasing agent for Urban Story Ventures. We're a commercial real estate company in Chattanooga, and we would like to help you find your dream office. When you sign a lease with us, everything is taken care of in-house. From leasing to everyday maintenance, we are there for you every step of the way.
Sun is setting in Scenic City as we are back getting close to second half action at Finley Stadium. Chattanooga trails Stumptown AC 1-0 in the opener for the NISA Fall Campaign. Lucas Panzica, Simon Neal with you this evening as we take a look at the NISA League standings. It is night one of the Fall Campaign, which is why you're seeing a ton of zeros on your screen. Only one score has gone final. That is Cal United 4-3 at Michigan Stars. Currently in progress, Detroit City leads Chicago House AC, the newest member of NISA, 2-1. NAFC and LAFC currently scoreless in the 27th minute, and Maryland Bobcats and 1904 FC set for kickoff here in about an hour and a half. So, Cal United the first to take 3 points in this NISA fall campaign over Michigan Stars. Detroit City, the defending champs, with that lead over the newcomers Chicago. Simon, it's going to be an interesting few months to watch kind of as this league tries out some new things. First time that any team in this league has had an 18-match slate for one fall season. So it's going to be interesting to see how some teams kind of handle that longer, stretched-out period of time. 9 games home, 9 games away.
Well, that's it. It's more like the big leagues played all over the world in Europe and other places where you play a lot more games. It's more of a marathon than a sprint for sure. But yeah, it's maybe lots of travel involved, more than we've had before, more time zones, lots more teams we don't know about. We know some of these teams from playing them previously. Some are new to us. Some are reform other teams, and from the ashes of one, another one arises. So lots of unknowns at this point. Although we have played some of these teams, they've all had time to improve. Chattanooga's improved, so we've got lots to go on. I'd hate to call anything this early in the season, except to say make sure at Finley Stadium see all the games, because there's going to be a lot of action, lots of excitement. We'll be here to bring every game through to Thanksgiving and beyond. So early days, lots of zeros. They'll be gone very soon. Lots of goals coming up.
18 matches, depth always important, right? But 18 matches makes depth as important as ever. And that's something Chattanooga struggling a little bit with tonight. Only 13 pros available for this game. And then Marcus Nagelstad scratched from the lineup late. So really, it only goes down to a dozen. Something to keep an eye on throughout the second half and the rest of the season. It
really does. We'll have to see how Coach Fuller uses the substitutes. He's got 3 or 4 on the bench. He's got Bahima on the bench, Da Silva, Marshall and Rodriguez on the bench, so we'll see how he brings them up. Obviously I think they'll get some playing time. We want to see Rodriguez playing, using some of the academy players from North George, and Bahima too. We want to see what they'll do. So the Chattanooga players are back out getting ready to warm up and stretch. Don't see any changes right now from the starting 11. I suspect we will see some during the game and the second half as it goes on, but if I was Coach Fuller, I'd have a bit of problem on my hands trying to figure out what to do next. And do I stick with what I got? Do I twist? What do I do? So let's wait and see.
It is 17-year-old Damian Rodriguez that if we do see one of those younger Chattanooga Academy players to take the field, he would be the first one out of Dalton, Georgia, like you said. I wonder how quickly Peter Fuller will try to inject a spark, maybe some energy into the lineup if Chattanooga continues to trail into the half.
Yep, I think he will do that. And he certainly made the difference in some of the games he's played so far. Certainly at Soda City, so let's see how he does today if he comes on. But I think, like I said, we should see all the subs come on. Da Silva always makes a difference. I like watching Kyle Da Silva back in defence. He brings the defence, makes it solid. Always very good, always attacking too when he gets the chance. So a good all-round player. So lots to watch out for tonight. But yeah, Chattanooga have to do something different, I think, in the second half.
What's the number one thing you want to see from CFC through the second 45?
Goals, goals, goals. You know me.
No doubt, no doubt. Chattanooga needing goals to come away with the result in this season opener, trailing 1-0. Luis Garcia Sosa, the goal scorer for Stumptown. You see him standing over the ball at the center circle. Big crowd amassed at Finley Stadium watching Chattanooga as they switch sides. Chattanooga now will attack the goal to your left as you watch on 11 Sports. Stumptown and the White Kits going left to right. Lucas Panzica, Simon Neal with you on this Saturday evening. Thank you so much for being with us. Thrilled to bring you along for the ride as Chattanooga looks to rally to come away with a result. Last time these two teams played, this was the scoreline in favor of Stumptown AC. The same goal scorer, number 8, Luis Sosa. Can Chattanooga turn the tide and avoid a repeat result?
All right, here we go. Let's watch.
Stumptown looking to establish the early possession, but it is Hernandez dropping backwards for Spielman. Interesting watching Juan Hernandez, a guy in his early 30s, seemingly the older he gets and the further into his Chattanooga career, covering more ground as you see him here kind of tucked in behind that striker role, but you'll see him drop back along with the back three.
Absolutely. I mean, Juan is just improving year after year after year. Other players get to the late 20s, early 30s, they start to think about other stuff and retiring. Juan just keeps going. He's an amazing player and such a super nice guy to be around. Very much well respected in Chattanooga FC. So great to see him playing, and he's been with the team so many years now. He's just like a part of the furniture.
Well over 100 appearances in a Chattanooga uniform. Peter Fuller says these last 2 years really have been the best he's seen from Juan Hernandez.
I would agree. We've seen some great play from Juan every season. He gives everything he's got and then some more. And the last 2 seasons, he's been outstanding. So this portion of the game brought to you by EPB Fiber Optics.
Richard Dixon, Woodfin. Quick exchange with Brian Bement. And it's floated to Russell. Robertson directs Kasak up the touchline and plays it forward. Kasak on his left foot, a curling, whipping ball in, bounces in front of Hofstadter. Bement gets ahead on it, but a slow bounce for Kevin Gonzalez.
Looks like you might see more of Hofstadter up front. He may be taking on the attacking midfield role.
Potentially the most interchangeable player on this Chattanooga roster, even the emergency goalkeeper, Shaun Hofstadter.
Right, absolutely. And that any player who can be versatile as that is always someone we should be getting on the squad.
Here's Stumptown on the near side. Sosa winning the foul. .57, 148, so difficult to defend, Luis Sosa. Shifty player, can squeeze into small spaces, and it looks like he'll be leaving here after winning that free kick. Little gimpy coming off the field, but he's replaced by Yuki Shibata, the 23-year-old from New York.
Yeah, I think that injury finally caught up with him, and he had to be replaced. Obviously, he said, I want to play, coach, but the coach says, no, we need to change you out and give somebody else some playing time.
We saw a long period in the early part of the first half of Sosa being stretched out just minutes before he came back in to score in the 19th minute. And that is the first Haygood Farm substitution of the evening. Shibata coming in for Sosa. Looking for alternative recovery methods that ensure you achieve the good and healthy life you deserve? Contact Haygood Farms, hand cultivated in Tennessee. So 49th minute. And that could be a big moment in this match. Luis Sosa, the catalyst when it comes to this Stumptown attack, everything flowing through him in that central attacking role. Wonder how big of an impact that will have on this matchup. Chattanooga trying to thread one through was Dixon, but it was cut off by a Ponce at the back, and now Stumptown on the front foot. Falls back to Longo, now wearing a 25 on his shirt. Went from 9 to 27 to 25. It's been quite a roller coaster for Ismail Longo throughout this match.
Shibata there taking over the attacking role. I think you saw that. He's obviously keen to get on the score sheet too and follow Garcia's footsteps.
Kasak plays it straight into Gonzalez.
I think that's the cross he meant to play. But we may see Shibata take up the attacking role with Chunga on Stumptown's attack now.
Dixon with Shibata on his shoulder. And here's Robertson. Tate Robertson takes the space, always directing traffic in that holding midfield role. Overhead ball to Kasak. Able to control it, but Robert Hines picks his pocket. Hernandez. That's a clever pass over the top. On the right side, Woodfin to Bement. Right back to Woodfin with the 1-2. Slow roller to the center of the box. Cut off. Longo over the top to Shibata, able to get in behind Nick Spielman. And Travis Ward is coming in support, but he's double teamed and cleaned out by Richard Dixon.
Richard Dixon really making the difference tonight's game, I think, Lucas. keeping a lot of those attacks under control. Shibata's going to be sorry he came on. He's got to play against him all night.
Now Kasak with a curling shot wide of the far post. Decided to create one for himself, something he's fully capable of and sometimes encouraged to do by his head coach, Peter Fuller. And we've got another sub here for Stumptown.
Got Bakert's coming on for Chunga, number 10.
It's another Haygood Farms substitution. The second one of the night by Stumptown. Take a look at that Kasak shot, creating some space for himself along the top of the box.
Again, a nice shot, just a little wide of the post, but the right idea. Found the space to take that shot and see if they can get something moving.
It almost feels like a perfect role for him, doesn't it? That left wing back role for Kasak with the back three.
Yep.
As surging ahead down the left side is Stumptown along the goal line. It's clipped back to the top of the box, and Longo, falling backwards, puts it well clear.
Again, Chattanooga giving Stumptown too much space on the attack there. They're not taking the ball away from them and they're getting the shots in. Wasn't a great shot, but they're still, the point is they have enough space to get a shot away.
But for a guy like Kasak, the left wing back, has that background as a left back during his time at Virginia Tech, has bounced between left back and forward plenty of times throughout his career. I feel like that skill set almost tailor-made for the position he plays in this shape.
You're absolutely right, Lucas. I love watching him play there. He's really got a natural feel for that one. I think if he stays with CFC, that will be his role for next few seasons. He's just very, very good at that.
Robertson. Spielman.
Ooh.
Trying the quick turn was Woodfin, and he wins the foul out of it. So Stumptown's removed two key attackers in Aguichunga and Luis Sosa, as Chattanooga chases a 1-0 deficit. Hernandez chested down, threads it to Bement, has a shot on his left foot. Not much trouble for Gonzalez, who didn't have to leave his feet.
Yep, good save from Gonzalez there. A little better, seeing a chance for Brian Bent to get his striking boots in action.
Described by his head coach as a bull in a china shop, Brian Bement.
Hopefully in a good way.
Foul by Russell. And a free kick for Stumptown. 54th minute. That is the 10th foul of the night by CFC. Quick look around the league. Up in New York, LA Force has taken a 41st minute lead over New Amsterdam. Only one scorer has gone final on this opening day of the NISA Fall season. That was Cal United beating Michigan Stars 4-3.
Just looking at the play off the camera, Lucas, I'm seeing Caio da Silva and Topher Marshall warming up for Chattanooga.
At what point do you think we maybe see a switch flipped and Chattanooga starting to dedicate some numbers forward?
We usually see the switches around about the hour mark. So within the next 10 minutes or so, we'll see some changes for Chattanooga. It'd be interesting to see who Coach Fuller decides to bring off, because every player's played really hard tonight.
First booking of the match, Shibata, just minutes after his entry for dragging down Russell from behind. That yellow card presented by Capperman White and McGarvey. Got foul vision, Capperman White and McGarvey Eye Care can help with that. So Shibata, the first player to see yellow tonight. Bright sunny sky has turned blue here as evening turns tonight in Chattanooga. The glow of the lights here at Finley Stadium illuminating a large crowd for this NISA fall opener. Chattanooga trailing 1-0 to Stumptown as we approach the hour mark.
Still a great night for soccer, Lucas. The humidity is not as bad as it usually is for August, and it's something like 8 to 10 degrees cooler than normal, so it's actually very good for August. Usually August is unbearable this time in Chattanooga, so this is very nice indeed tonight. I'm sure the players will appreciate that, and the fans too.
79 degrees. Feels crisp on an August night.
It does, doesn't it? That's a lot cooler than normal. So if you want to experience atmosphere for yourself, get down to Chattanooga. We've got some more home games coming up. Here in August, we're away next weekend to New Amsterdam on the Friday the 13th, but we're here for the Bobcats from the 21st of August and then LA Force from the 28th. So if you want to experience this great atmosphere, then come on down to Finley Stadium and join the gang.
In the corner is Woodfin and trying to cut back for Hofstadter, but it's possessed out by Stumptown, and that's a Chattanooga throw on an errant pass by Longo. Hofstadter fires it over the bar. 58th minute. No subs at the line yet for Chattanooga. As we mentioned, just 13 pro players available coming into this matchup as we look at that Hofstadter attempt.
Let's see this again. This is a nice attempt. Just a bit too much on that one. But the right idea. That's Stumptown player down. It's like cramp or a knock. Try and see who that is.
Again, a Stumptown group that hasn't played a competitive match since June 25th, about a month and a half since the end of the spring season. Not participants in the Independent Cup, Stumptown AC. So 79 degrees, nice for the fans, but still can cause trouble when you haven't played a competitive match in nearly 2 months.
Well, something we're going to see in the second half, Lucas, as the hour creeps up, we're going to see stamina issues, cramp issues, fitness issues. Whereas Chattanooga having played every weekend since June, Stumptown not, that may make a difference. We'll see. I mean, how many matches have we seen lost or won in the last 5 minutes?
Right. Take another look at that 19th minute goal by Luis Sosa.
Yep.
That gave Stumptown the lead. And we talked about the defending in the box for Chattanooga. Multiple players going for the same ball, but how about the finish from the 23-year-old first time?
Yeah, just a great instinctive finish. That's the striker's finish, just to take a chance and hit it and bang, back of the net. So a good goal.
60th minute. All 22 players up on their feet. Where does that 79 degrees, where does that fall for you? Is that hitting the sweet spot? There was so much talk at the Euros, right, of that early 80s being an issue for so many European players. How much of an acclimation did you have coming over from
It's quite a shock, because I came here in the fall, so it was very pleasant. I was like, this is great. And then as soon as the next June hit, I was like, oh my goodness, what have I done? So some of the humidity is quite different from other places in the country. So we've seen that with teams coming from California where it's a lot drier.
Right.
And so on. So it can make a difference. Stumptown, of course, from Matthews, North Carolina, they get the humidity we get, so they should be fine. But, it can make a difference. Certainly the British players who come over the years with CFC that I've talked to and we've watched them play, and they've had to adjust quite a lot and take plenty of water breaks. But tonight is a good night for soccer. It's really great to be in the crowd down there when it's like that night. Drinking some popcorn, it's a great night to watch soccer. So as I keep saying, go to CFC Tickets and get yourself some tickets for a season pass or a family pass, and come down and be part of it, because then you haven't got to listen to us talking. You can come and see it for yourself.
Past the hour mark at Finley Stadium. Lucas Panzica, Simon Neal with you on 11 Sports. Chattanooga looking for the equalizer in what would be the first goal of the fall season for CFC. That quest for the first trophy in a pro competition kicked off tonight. But right now facing a deficit. Trying to avoid a repeat from the last time these two faced off. It was the same scoreline with Stumptown walking out of here winners.
Yep, just over the hour mark of this portion of the broadcast, brought to you by Free Bets.
Been a clean game. Only one yellow card to speak of, shown to Shibata for Stumptown in the 56th minute. Jose Lara, our center referee tonight, Eduardo Chavez and Wes Cowett, the two assistants, with Chris Galaviz as the fourth official. Pulled back by Woodfin. Russell. Threads it to Kasak. Kasak finds the crossing angle, but it drifts wide. Does result in a Chick-fil-A corner kick as it's headed out by Williams. Chick-fil-A, eat more chicken.
Yeah, Kasak getting those crosses in, still getting around the defenders, and that one not as accurate as you'd like to have been, but the result was a corner, and that's good. Taken quickly, too.
Robertson on his left foot. Headed backwards by Hernandez. Chattanooga still with an opportunity to put it into a playable area. Woodfin to Robertson. And that's good pressure by Stumptown to force Chattanooga back into its own half. Woodfin. Hernandez. Gets out of a tight space, still with the ball at his feet. The captain drops it back for Spielman.
What we were saying about Hernandez earlier, it gets better each year like fine wine.
Kasak to the goal line on his right foot, and now Spielman. The center back in an advanced role here, with Dixon staying back for coverage. Kasak grabs the throw-in out of it.
Liking this pressure from Chattanooga, this is what they should be doing.
Correction, it is a corner kick, the fifth one of the evening for Chattanooga, presented by Chick-fil-A. In the 65th minute, looking for the equalizer, Chattanooga's trailed since the first 19 minutes. And that was Russell coming up from his right center back role to head it over everybody.
And that would have been the goal of the season if he got that one in.
Sean Russell joined Chattanooga from Forward Madison FC at the USL level in 2020. Has really locked down one of those roles, whether it's on the left or right, on the Chattanooga back line. Woodfin jetting forward. This is Bement back to Woodfin. Russell. Excuse me, Dixon losing control. That's playable for Gonzalez. He'll take his time with it. Bay Kurtz unable to touch it back to Hines, and Chattanooga will continue to apply the pressure.
This is good sustained pressure from Chattanooga, Lucas, but I want to see him really make the keeper stretch, and they haven't done that so far tonight. in this half. They haven't really tested him.
Just missing that final piece of cohesion in the final third.
That's what we're just missing here. Is it here?
Hernandez on his left foot has it blocked off. Kurtz, the 26-year-old. Russell chests it down under immense pressure from Longo, able to get it back to Reddington. Alec Reddington really hasn't had a busy night other than the 19th minute finish by Sosa.
Well, that's right. He's done pretty well.
What a tackle that is to spring Stumptown forward.
That was a good clean tackle.
That's Travis Ward tracking back. '67th minute, still no changes from Peter Fuller in the Chattanooga sideline. Bement can't connect with Hofstadter, who has fully grabbed onto that number 9 role since the start of the second half.
Yes, he has. That's brought up some more striking power to work with Brian Bement. The two of them have combined before very well in the past. I hope they can do it tonight.
Capable goal scorer, Shaun Hofstadter.
Absolutely.
Nice chipped finish against New Amsterdam in the spring season. Incredible bicycle kick goal in a friendly against Georgia Revolution a few months ago as well.
Yeah, that really was something special, wasn't it?
68th minute. That's won by Aponsa. Here's Shibata. Bement in a foot race with Aponsa. Beats him to it, but not Nembhard. And there's a Chattanooga throw-in. Jones wanted to take it quickly, didn't have the opportunity. Woodfin will opt for the service. Didn't get what he wanted under it. Back at the feet of Robertson. That's great sliding recovery by Russell to keep it in play. Knotted header, bounces clear.
A little more aggression from Chattanooga. That was a good attack. Just couldn't get the connection on the head of the good direction towards the goal. But Chattanooga looking a bit more aggressive now as they're watching that clock ticking down.
70th minute. That's Shaun Hofstadter's first real look on goal.
Let's see that again.
On the whipped in ball by Kasak.
Yeah, just doesn't get the connection, but in the right position. Just a few inches away. More of that, please, Chattanooga.
And now Stumptown trying to find some type of combination that could potentially put this game away. Spielman, Hernandez. Robertson. Feels like the ball falling to Robertson's feet, almost like hitting the reset button on a Chattanooga possession.
That's right, which is the role that Hernandez has always played. Now Robertson's taken it on too, which is good to see. Gives Chattanooga more depth.
Kasak into the spot. Ball punched out by Gonzalez. Danger still there. Woodfin in the corner has a go and it floats clear.
That's a nice attempt at a shot. A little optimistic from that far out, but El Gasso getting that one away. And good goalkeeping again. They're stretching him a bit more. He's being tested. Which is what I wanted to see Chattanooga doing. A bit more aggression, a bit more attack. And Gonzalez getting tested now, and he's got a knock there. Referee's checking he's okay.
First substitution of the night for Chattanooga on its way. It will be Topher Marshall.
Let's see who's coming off.
Taking off Cameron Woodfin in the 72nd minute. So that is the first Haygood Farm substitution for CFC. Looking for alternative recovery methods that ensure you achieve the good and healthy life you deserve? Contact Haygood Farms, hand cultivated in Tennessee.
Let's see what Marshall's fresh legs can do. He's always trying to get the goal. Let's see if this is Topher's night for the goal today.
Marshall, 31 goals, 18 assists in his 68 games at Oglethorpe University. Trying to provide some type of attacking spark for Chattanooga FC. Down 1-0. The 19th minute goal by Sosa, the difference for Stumptown. Hines. Lungo. Stripling. Nearly shouldered off the ball by Robertson, who's tracking it down but is beat to it by Williams. This is Navia. Shibata. It's great defending by Nick Spielman.
Had to work for that one, didn't he? It wasn't easy, but he got there.
Hofstadter holds it up, as does Bement. And that's flicked wide. Surging ahead, Hofstadter flicked behind to Bement, has a heavy touch.
That kind of sums up Brian Bement's night. He hasn't had that last touch on the ball. It's just got away from him. It's been short or long or too strong, but not quite right. And just not getting the touches tonight, which is a shame.
Cam Woodfin now being looked at the trainer's table on the near side after coming off for Topher Marshall.
No more subs lined up at this time for either team.
74th minute. So important for this group to start this long season on the right foot, try to wash away some of the disappointment from the end of last season. Still time to do it. 15 plus minutes to go, not including stoppage time. And as for Stumptown, not many teams can say they've gone 2 games in Finley Stadium with 6 points. And that's the goal, to hold on to this lead.
That's right. Stumptown in a very good position, Lucas. And they'll be making sure they don't do anything stupid and give it away.
Kasak fights off the challenge from Ward, still under pressure. It's a Chattanooga throw-in. It'll be Sean Russell to bomb it in. Gonzalez comes off his line and misses on the punch, and they're going to say that's a foul on Chattanooga.
Yeah. Luckily for him, that was a loose ball. And Newton characteristically dropped that one, but referee called a foul from the attacking players. So
'76 minute. Shibata. Ward. Turns out of a tight space. Wide with Williams. Stripling. Combination ends up in the hands of Alec Reddington. Now Ismail Longo starting to limp around a bit. See him wearing number 25. He's had quite a match, just his third number of the game. After drawing some blood on his first jersey. Not sure what happened with the second at halftime. But here comes Kasak for Chattanooga. Lines it to the penalty spot. Shot on goal, and it's in. The equalizer.
That's it. Out of nowhere, Chattanooga get the equalizer. Excellent play there.
And it's Brett Jones.
I knew Kasak would be involved in that one somewhere.
Well, Peter Fuller said before the game, the light has really started to come on for Brett Jones. And he lights the lamp to tie it up 1-1 in the 77th minute.
Absolutely great. And Jones got a score against the Solar City game last weekend too. He's actually starting to come on the form, and he's actually playing as well as he could do. And that's just great to see that goal. Let's see that goal again. Kasak, instead of crossing it, plays it back the top of the box. And Jones is not where they expect him to be, and he slides it past El Gato. And just a great goal. One apiece. Now we have a game on, Lucas. We've got 12 minutes plus some stoppage. Let's see what Chattanooga do next.
Jones, who missed so much of the spring season due to injury, an electric goal scorer in his time at UC San Diego.
This final portion of the broadcast brought to you by the Henry Lofts, our neighbours down the street.
And here is Kasak, who had the assist. Chattanooga now with the new injection of energy as they'll look to try and find a winner. 78th minute.
If you're looking for your standout player, Lucas, I'm thinking James Kasak has been the standout so far tonight. A goal creator, unselfish, and he's just tormented the defence the whole game.
Been so active down that left flank in the wingback role. But here is Stumptown. Longo with the ball at his feet. And Russell touches it back to Spielman. Hernandez. Marshall. Can't force it through two Stumptown defenders. And Navia goes wide, but it's cut off by Dixon.
So we're watching Stumptown, see if Kurtz and Shabbat can get more attack going here. The two of them are playing well. They're fresh legs and they're both fast players, but can they do something to put the lead back in Stumptown's favour?
Longo gives it up to Russell.
Chattanooga looking a bit more confident now when they've got the equaliser.
10 minutes plus stoppage time to go, as both these teams look to get out of here with 3 points. Chattanooga has been the aggressor for large parts of the second half. Kasak, what a move around Hines at the goal line, touched back for Jones,
yes!
And it's bundled in.
Yes!
Chattanooga with the lead.
Wow, turned it around or what? That is just great. And look at those celebrations. Everybody's so excited. You turn around a game like that, that's just unbelievable.
It's actually Shaun Hofstadter who gets on the end of it. for his first goal of the NISA fall season. And just like that, this match is flipped on its head. 81st minute, Chattanooga leads 2-1.
Let's see that again. Here we go. Watch this. There's Kazak again. He is the giver and maker of the goals. But that last touch, Hofstadter. Bounce off the keeper, back off Hofstadter. Doesn't really mean to hit it. It's just one of those deflections where it just goes in Chattanooga's favour in the back of the net. 5 minutes, Chattanooga have turned this around. 2 goals in 5 minutes. That's how soccer works, folks. That's why you don't want to miss any minute of the soccer game.
Second assist of the night for James Kasak, and Shaun Hofstadter pulls Chattanooga ahead.
Edge of the seat stuff, Lucas. 10 minutes to go.
82nd minute, and now how will Stumptown respond? Really saw them locked down at the start of the second half, protecting that 1-0 lead.
Well, it's one thing to lock down and protect the lead. It's another one to take it back.
Stripling, midfield. And that's a great last-ditch tackle by Richard Dixon. A Chick-fil-A corner kick upcoming for Stumptown.
That's a Chick-fil-A corner kick. Eat more chicken.
And it'll be the visitors now pushing for the goal, as this portion of the match brought to you by Henry Lofts.
You can hear all the noise the Chat-hooligans are making there. Very much cheering the team on. In this last few minutes of the game, this could be so critical.
Ismail Longo with the delivery. Cleared out. Falls to the feet of Nemhart.
That's a great header.
Bounces to Marshall, and Chattanooga now with numbers. Can they put the game away? 83rd minute, Topher Marshall with nothing but green grass in front of him. It's floated to Hofstadter, on target and saved by Gonzalez.
What a great move. Great break from Chattanooga. Chattanooga, look at this. Look at this. Watch this.
Pickpocketed by Kasak, and he chips it in to the box where it's headed out by Nemhart. All the pressure now coming from CFC, and another Chick-fil-A corner kick given in the 83rd minute.
Chattanooga's confidence suddenly skyrocketed, Lucas. They are just pushing, and Stumptown having to push that away for a corner.
They've doubled up Stumptown on corner kicks tonight, 6-3. And Chattanooga, despite only one sub by Peter Fuller out of 5 available, has found new life in this second half. Trailed after a 19th minute goal by Sosa, but 2 goals within the span of 4 minutes. Jones in the 77th, Hofstadter in the 81st have given Chattanooga the advantage. Now Marshall with the corner kick, secured by Gonzalez.
Stumptown responding by getting a few subs ready. We'll see a couple of changes for them in the next couple of moments.
Longo to Williams.
And Chattanooga's turn to defend the lead. Just when you think the game's over, what we're saying about the last 10 minutes of the game being so important, Lucas, this is where it's going to be make or break now.
It was also important for Peter Fuller to see how his group would respond to an uptick in competition after the Independent Cup.
Right.
And right now it's 6 minutes and stoppage time away from starting the fall season with 3 points. Still time for Stumptown to find an equalizer. Hernandez backwards to Reddington.
Been handed tonight's attendance figures. We have just shy of 3,000 people in the stands, 2,916 folks. Great to see them all here tonight. Make sure you're among the crowd next time Chattanooga play at home in 2 weeks' time, August 21st, against Maryland Bobcats.
Navia, Hines, Reddington with that right paw, just bats it away for the moment. Ward cuts it to Longo. It's on the 6 and shortly cleared out. Free kick won by Chattanooga in the 86th minute.
Stumptown really putting the pressure on there. Just unable to get the connection for the goal shot, but a good touch away by Ruddington. Those fingertips make all the difference.
Chattanooga player down. And walking it off, it looks like, is Brett Jones.
He's a long way back for an attacker. And a goal scorer. Give them a chance to reset and catch their breath. This is going to get quite frantic in the last few minutes.
Free kick by Reddington goes straight out of play with his right hand up as he signals an apology. Stumptown gets it back in the 87th minute. Chattanooga will be on the road next at New Amsterdam a week from today on August 14th. Won't be back home until 2 weeks from today on the 21st against Maryland Bobcats. But for right now, trying to secure 3 points in the fall opener. Reese Williams lobs it in towards Reddington. Able to secure it with some light pressure.
Stumptown getting the ring on number 42, Jared Odenbeck, a midfielder. Let's see who Stumptown take off.
Are you surprised at the lack of changes from Peter Fuller, or is this a moment now where with the lead, 88th minute, you can only have players that you have the utmost trust in to be out there to defend the lead?
I was expecting more changes than this. I really was.
Only one?
Yeah, only one. It's not what I expected. Peter usually changes 2 or 3 at once. Not tonight.
It was Marshall for Woodfin in the 72nd minute.
Yep, and Cam wasn't playing badly. It was just a matter of fresh legs, I think.
And now you wonder if any fresh legs will be sent in to defend this lead over the last few minutes.
Well, that's it.
Ranging forward is Williams, the left back.
Great tackle.
Straight into Spielman. And here is Topher Marshall. Williams is caught out. Marshall has all the space that he can have, and he cuts it back. Sliding challenge. Penalty given.
Taken down in the box. Stumptown can't believe it.
The recovering run by Bay Kurtz trying to compensate for Reese Williams' movement upfield. Takes down Topher Marshall in the box. And Marshall is still down, but Chattanooga has a chance to double its lead and put the finishing touches on this one.
Kurtz can't believe it. He thinks that was a clean tackle. But it wasn't. Marshall goes down, just sliding in too hard on him. And Stumptown in shock a little bit there. It's like Bement would have taken the penalty kick. If Bement scores this one, it's good night Vienna, and Stumptown go home with no points at all.
It will be Brian Bement. Scored the last time he was on the field in a Chattanooga uniform, that 5-0 win over Soda City on July 24th.
Is he going to get the decisive goal again tonight, the same as he did last Saturday?
We've hit the 90th minute mark. It will be Brian Bement against Kevin Gonzalez.
See what El Gato can do about this.
No cards were shown to Bay Kurtz after the challenge on Marshall. Brian Bement, the 27-year-old from Waterloo, Indiana, looking for his first goal of the fall season. And he buries it.
Oh, yes. Straight down the middle, no hesitation. Brian Bement in the 90th minute makes it 3-1 to Chattanooga FC, and looks like 3 points are staying here in Philly Stadium. Crowd absolutely loves it. Everybody's on their feet. Here we go. What a call. As a cucumber. Straight down the middle. Great penalty. Very little that Stumptown can do about this, Lucas.
And this thing has gotten out of hand quickly for Stumptown AC.
And now Odenbeck comes on. Taking the place of number 25. I think. Is that Longo? He's changed shirts so many times, I can't tell.
Right. Ismail Longo has gone from number 9 to number 27 to number 25, and he is the one
Thank you.
coming off for the third.
Thank you, Lucas.
A good farm substitution by Stumptown. 3 minutes have been added of stoppage time. Need more time for your business? Contact HHM for all of your accounting needs. But at this point, Chattanooga will try and see out a 2-goal deficit to start off the NISA fall campaign with 3 points. Trailed 1-0 for the majority of the first half after a 19th minute goal by Luis Sosa. Sosa came off possibly a little shaken up in the second half, and it took until the 77th minute for Chattanooga to find the back of the net with James Kasak, the left wing back, creating the first 2 goals of the night for CFC from that left flank. The first one to Jones in the 77th, the second to Hofstadter in the 81st, and then Brian Bement bearing the 90th minute penalty kick, surely to secure 3 points.
I hope you can hear that crowd noise at home. The crowd are absolutely going mad for this, seeing a victory within sight. Very close now.
Jones with the sliding challenge, but it's kept in by Williams. And it's escorted out by Dixon.
Very safely out for a Chattanooga FC goal kick. Yeah, there's a lot of tired legs up there, Lucas. Hoping there are no mistakes or anybody does anything they regret later. So, out over the ball. The Chatter hooligans willing the clock to go faster.
So Stumptown will return home to play Chicago House AC on July 14th, looking to bounce back from certainly what will be a devastating night for Stumptown AC. Thought they had the game in control, and it's blown open quickly in the last 14 minutes of play. And as we said, Chattanooga hitting the road to New York to take on New Amsterdam on August 14th. What will you take away from this Chattanooga performance, other than the resilience to stay in it, find the goals late needed to come out with the win? Doesn't feel like this scoreline kind of indicates how this game went, right? What are your main takeaways from this 90-minute performance?
The takeaways are that Chattanooga obviously turned things around in the second half and didn't quit, stayed calm, didn't panic. Yeah, it's been one of those games where you think, is it going to be a bad start of the season? We're going to have a repeat of the previous game in June, another 1-0 loss. And then Chattanooga dug deep and didn't quit. And say, Kasak's made such a difference in this game. He's really been what's made the game happen. So I'd say the depth and the mental fortitude Chattanooga have shown. Oh, that's a nice shot. Has really made a lot of difference. And that's it. There's your game. So, yeah, mental fortitude, concentration, not giving up. Just the result speaks for itself. 3-1 Chattanooga, taking 3 points in the first match of the fall league. A great game, Lucas, a great game.
Certainly, and let's take a look at how we got to this point. Starting in the 19th minute, it was Luis Garcia Sosa, the 23-year-old from Juarez, Mexico, and Stumptown with their heads out in front first.
That's it, a striker's goal. And it drops, he hits it, he's in the right place at the right time, but then Chattanooga, also the right place at the right time. Brent Jones there taking Kasak's cross. And again, there's Kasak again making the goals. He is the goal maker. And you've got to have those guys. You can't have the glamorous strikers. You've got to have the goal makers like that. And everybody knows Kasak was the man. Then this nice cool penalty from Brian Bement, repaying Coach Fuller's faith in putting him up front to finally get the winning game and the winning goal. So yeah, that's it. Look at his celebrations. He's loving it. And a great way to enjoy the game. What a great finish. 3 points on the board. We're off to the races for the full season.
About as good a result as you can ask for out the gate to start off the fall campaign as you take a look at Section 109, applauding Chattanooga FC for their efforts. And they did it all, Peter, with only one change made by Peter Fuller. All of that with the late minute scratch of Marcus Nagelstad in pregame. Brian Bement comes on for We're not sure what the reason was. Nagelstad was initially on the starting lineup, and then it was a last-second change for Bement. You could see that adjustment throughout the first half of that trio up top between Hernandez, Bement, and Jones, just trying to gel and find that cohesion. And it didn't develop until later, maybe in the 60th, 65th minute.
Absolutely right. And when you set the team up in the locker room, you talk about it. Everybody's got this mental position where they're going to be. They're ready to play in a certain way. And then at the last minute, you have to change positions. It can be unsettling. We saw right at the start of the game before they kicked off, Hernandez and Bement talking about this, trying to get something settled, who would do what, who would take on which role that Marcus Nagelstad usually takes. Took a while for that to gel, and we didn't get the connections. The crosses didn't come in. It wasn't just a question of strikers, it was a question of making sure the attacking midfielders gave them the support they needed to get the shots in, and we didn't see that connection. It looked a bit uncertain. The first few shots couldn't get it working. But yeah, Chattanooga dug deep. They've got the strengths from this squad. They've got the mental fortitude. I'm pretty sure Coach Fuller gave them a good talking to at half-time, and they came out with a different attitude, and there's a result. At the end of the day, that's what matters. 3-1, and we turned it around so fast in the last 15 minutes of the game. Bang, 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 3 goals. That's it, 3 points.
Let's take a look at the full-time stats before we get out of here. Brought to you by ESPN Radio 105.1, your Chattanooga home for sports radio. And there you see it, the shots, 14-3, 5-1 on shots on goal. Stumptown's 1 on goal is the score by Sosa to give them the lead in the 19th minute. 14-8 on fouls, but really, Simon, when you look at the biggest change from the first half, it's certainly that number of shots went up exponentially there in the second half, the latter stages.
A whole lot more activity in the second half in both boxes. I think if Stumptown managed to get more shots on goal, they might have scored, but Chattanooga kept banging away, and eventually it just paid off. And Kasak's crosses made the difference. Trying something different, instead of crossing into the 6-yard box, he puts it back at the top of the 18, and they weren't expecting that, and bang, there's the goal. And after that, it just turned things around. You can see the attitude of Chattanooga players change after the equaliser, and they never looked back. They just, tore off the rearview mirror, put the foot down, and went. And a great result. Fans are very happy about that one. I'm sure the folks at home enjoying it too. It was great for us to comment on too. We were uncertain of the first half what's going to happen, but now we've had a great result. Lots of activity, lots of goals. What we love to see at Finley Stadium, just great soccer.
Stumptown will head home to play Chicago House next Saturday as Chattanooga FC hits the road at New Amsterdam. A week from today, back in this building in 2 weeks to take on Maryland Bobcats. But for right now, Chattanooga FC shoots to the top of the NISA Fall League standings, taking 3 points from the first of an 18-match slate. 3-1 the final over Stumptown Athletics. We appreciate you for joining us for the ride tonight. For our whole crew, Jeremy Barfield, Alex Pullum, all our camera people, I'm Lucas Panzica alongside Simon Neal saying goodnight from 11 Sports.
Yes, good night. See you next week.